Last time I told you that we were going to set out on a little journey through Colossians chapter 3. And here, remember, Paul is shifting the focus from chapter 2, where he talks quite a bit about what God has done for us in salvation and drawing us to himself, now to our responsibility. What are we to do now that we are Christ followers, now that we're part of his family? What is it that he calls us to do in this growth process? And I read for you Colossians 3, verse 1, which says, "If then you have been raised with Christ, seek the things that are above where Christ is, seated at the right hand of God." Now, in the second verse, which we're going to look at just now, he restates part of that. He says in 3:2, "Set your minds on things that are above, not on the things that are on the earth." Now, whenever you are reading scripture, if you see repetition, you should pay special note because repetition denotes emphasis. This is something important. When you want your kids to do something, often you have to repeat it. Sometimes you repeat it 5 times, 10 times, 20 times. You got to drill it into their minds. Well, there are so many ways that when it comes to our relationship with God, we are like children and we need repetition as well. Set your mind on things above, not on the earth. What does it mean to set your mind on something? The word literally means to think about, to figure out, to consider. It involves not a glance at something. Don't glance at the things that are above, but think about them, consider them, seek to understand them. Focus your mind and attention on them. So the question is, why do we set our minds? Why is Paul saying that we need to set our minds on things that are above, not on the things on the earth? Why do we need to focus on them, to think about them, to consider them, to ponder them? I want to suggest to you today the reason we need to set our minds on things that are above, not on the things of the earth, is an issue of permanence. When we look at things that are going on this earth, it's so easy for us to focus on them because they're all around us, right? The events of our lives, the affairs of our lives, the people of our lives, the difficulties, the struggles, the pain, the suffering, it's just pressing in on us. Paul addresses this in 2 Corinthians chapter 4. He talks about the suffering of this world. And it's a beautiful passage, one of my favorite chapters. Maybe we'll go through that when we're done Colossians chapter 3. But at the end of 2 Corinthians 4, listen to what Paul says. This is 2 Corinthians 4, 16 to 18. "So we do not lose heart. Though our outer self is wasting away, our inner self is being renewed day by day. For this light momentary affliction," I love how he calls all of the pressure of this world light and momentary, "is preparing for us an eternal weight of glory beyond all comparison." Listen to verse 18. "As we look not unto the things that are seen, but to the things that are unseen. For the things that are seen are transient, but the things that are unseen are eternal." Why do we set our minds on the things that are above? Why do we focus on them? Because that is what is permanent. All of this is temporary. All of this is going away. My friends, our hope is in the Lord and in the permanence of what is to come. Focus on that.